Welcome back to the channel, citizens. The new Onyx Facilities on Stanton's moons are abandoned underground outposts belonging to ASD, the same company that operated the Lazarus Labs and Pharaoh data centers from the recent Stormbreaker content. The Lazarus Labs are where we encountered the Apex Valacar space worm for the first time. But it's important to note the Onyx Facilities are not just a new place to explore, they are deeply connected to the unfolding Regen Crisis narrative in Star Citizen. This new content brings in challenging gameplay, including dangerous enemies and environmental puzzles. The 4.3 patch brought with it new missions that are available now, with more to come. This guide will focus on providing a quick and effective route to help you complete these new missions, which, while fun themselves, also provide secure drives which are accepted by Wikelo. But before you head out, make sure you're properly equipped. These facilities are dangerous and you will be facing numerous enemies, often in groups. Even with heavy armor, you can go down rapidly, so it's vital to be prepared. First, you'll want to bring a set of heavy armor. Heavy armor provides significantly better protection, which you'll need against many enemies you'll encounter. Go ahead and also bring a primary weapon and ammo. And while you're grabbing that, go ahead and stock up on med pins. These will be crucial for quick healing during intense firefights that are likely to ensue. And before you head in, you're also going to want a Pyrorite multi-tool. And I'd go ahead and bring an Orbit mining attachment, a Truehold tractor beam attachment, and a Cambrio light SRT attachment. All of these can be helpful during the mission chain. And finally, go ahead and grab the largest backpack you could reasonably equip to maximize your looting capacity. And a final important note that bringing a medical ship is not needed in this case, as the location will not let you spawn within its medbed within the hangar. It's going to be best to simply keep your character set to spawn at the nearest station to your location. Going into the new mission chain, you will have to use freight elevators in any given hangar to turn in drives or server blades that you'll be receiving. If the freight elevators happen to not be working correctly, you can store the drive or blade into the local inventory via an inventory kiosk, and then pull it up with a different sized hangar at the location or in a friend's hangar in order to clear the mission or contract. But let's go ahead and get started. To find an Onyx facility, you first must accept a contract under the Investigations tab in your contract manager. These should be available around all the main planets in Stanton. I did personally do them around Hurston and Microtech without issues. Once you've selected a mission, fly to the location marker provided using your ship and star map and land in the large hangar provided. Take the elevator down to the lobby from the hangar. The lobby is an armistice zone with a clinic for healing wounds, but you cannot set your spawn here. Technically, it'll let you, but it does not work. However, if you log out at an Onyx location, you will spawn in the instance hangar at that location. Once you enter the lobby, however, you'll see ASOP terminals. The hangar operates like normal, and from here, head towards the central elevator ahead that says ASD, where you'll be met with two large wall signs that give two options, the engineering or research wings. You'll be visiting both in this guide. Also, go ahead and note those mentioned medical facilities are on the opposite side of that central ASD elevator, and that can be used to heal your wounds and replenish thirst and hunger in between runs. The first mission will have you retrieving personal files from both the engineering and research wings. First, go ahead and enter the engineering branch, head down the stairs and deal with several enemies in front of the sign. After clearing out the enemies, you'll see to the right of the sign there's a terminal. Hit the download data button by holding the F key and clicking the button with your mouse cursor, and wait for the meter to fill. Once this is completed, backtrack the way you came back up the stairs and into the elevator, back to the lobby. Once you're back at the lobby, head over to the opposite side of the area into the research wing. Once you're in the research wing, follow the path until you come to a computer terminal located on a reception desk. Hit the download button and wait for the meter to fill once more, and you're done. Simply backtrack to the elevator you entered the wing with, and exit the Onyx Facilities via your ship in the hangar. This will clear out and complete the mission. Mission 2, called Onyx Secure Data, will task you with recovering a voice recorder from the engineering wing located in a locker. Simply head back to the engineering wing as you did previously. Head down to the area at the bottom of the stairs with the sign and terminal once more, being sure to clear out the enemies as you proceed. To the right of the sign and terminal for Mission 1, there are stalagmites that can be broken down using the mining attachment for your multi-tool, or possibly simply a corridor that's already clear that goes across a concrete bridge section. Either way, if the rocks are present, go ahead and break them down and cross over the bridge. Just be ready to jump across a gap in the bridge, and proceed with some caution because you'll likely be attacked from behind by some Valacar or some NPCs ahead. Proceed up the stairwell to the circular walkway that surrounds the adult Valacar and take a left and enter the large doorway. Once you cross the threshold, take the first left and enter the small sealed door. Follow this path until you go past the office and you should see some bright white light over some lockers. One of these should have a yellow marker directing you to the locker. Go ahead and open it using the F key, and inside you should find a voice recorder. Simply tap the F key to activate the recorder and leave the facility once more. The easiest way out of this area is by continuing past the lockers where you found the recorder and taking a left at the next hallway, and then following this path until you reach the elevators. take one to the lobby and leave the facility. Mission 3, called Access Research Files, tasks you with diving deeper into the research wing. To begin, go back to the area with the reception desk and the PC from Mission 1 and enter into the broken elevator shaft and proceed downward until you come out a door to a sign that says Xenotech and Energy Lab. From here, proceed to the right and enter the door that's labeled Xenotech Lab. Once you cross this doorway, take the first left across the concrete walkway in front of the blade, go through the office area and go down the stairwell below the blade. Once you reach the bottom, fight your way towards the leftmost corner of the room and take the first sealed door you encounter that's next to a glass window. Cross the room with the open central area and take the leftmost doorway into the glass security room with lockers inside. Open the rightmost locker and activate the voice recorder inside. From here, you can leave the facility and head back to your ship to complete the mission. The simplest way out is to head back to the office area we visited earlier, located next to the blade. In the hall next to the office is a large stairwell that you can use to drop down to the ground level of the research wing instantly. From here, just enter the central garden area, activate the elevator, and hold out against waves of enemies until it arrives. Once you're inside the elevator, simply hit the button to go back up to the first floor of the research wing. From here, just keep walking forward in the new area and use the elevator you come across. Mission 4, called Retrieve Energy Anomaly Data, will have you return to the circular portion of the engineering wing to solve a simple puzzle using the Cambrio SRT attachment for your multi-tool. To complete Mission 4, simply go to the computer terminal marked with a yellow marker around that circular section and repair the pipe closest to the marked computer terminal. You will either want to come with a filled Cambrio SRT canister, or alternatively, you can go around this area and scrape metal off the pipes that don't have holes that are also next to the terminals. To do this, simply left-click on the pipe with the tool equipped. Then when you want to apply material back onto a pipe, simply right-click on the pipe that you need to repair. If by some chance you run into issues that not working, make sure you have an SRT canister equipped to the tool via the customized screen for the tool. Once the pipe is repaired, the computer terminal will provide you a copy data button, which will otherwise not be available. This will make the terminal eject a drive. Go ahead and grab it by hitting the F key. And from here, proceed to the exit through the section to the left of the worm, the same way you left during Mission 2, and proceed back to the station the mission specifies. Mission 5, Retrieve Security Data, will task you with going back to the research wing. Once in there, go ahead and head back to the office area next to the blade. On one of the multiple desks near that stairwell you took down previously, you should see a yellow marker which will direct you to a computer drive. Once you have it, go ahead and head down the stairs you went down previously, but once you reach the bottom of the stairs, take an immediate hard right into the server room and use the PC here. You'll need to load the drive into it using the F key, and once it's in, you'll once again get a copy data button. Simply go ahead and hit it and wait for the meter to fill once more. Once it completes, it should eject the drive. Go ahead and grab it. And from here, you're going to go back down to the bottom floor using that stairwell next to the office and use the bottom floor elevator to leave again. You'll need to turn the drive in at the station once more. Mission 6, Retrieve Seismic Data, will have you return to the Xenotech lab and take the first right after you pass that sealed door. Just follow this path forward until you reach the Gravity Lab sign on the wall and go under the half-open door by crouching. You need to simply go forward and take a right under the door that's barely open by going prone. In case you don't know, C makes you crouch and left control makes you go prone. Once you cross under this door, you're going to be in the Gravity Lab. Be warned, it is irradiated, but it is largely irrelevant in this case. It also is a 0G zone and you'll have to EVA around. The task at hand here though is very simple. You should see a yellow marker on a server blade. Simply EVA out to it, being careful not to collide with it as it can clip into walls if hit. The previously mentioned multi-tool tractor beam attachment is very helpful here. Once you've got the server blade, backtrack out of this area and cross under the prone door again. Enter the yellow room that should be just in front of you, and insert the server blade into the server rack next to the terminal, and hit the copy data button again and wait out the meter. Once the server blade ejects, grab it and leave via the elevator at the bottom of the research wing once more, and turn it into the station. And we're at the final mission, which is Mission 7, Power Usage Data. This is a difficult mission that will send you back to the engineering section to fight your way to the core and survive constant bursts of radiation bathing the area. You'll be heading back to the engineering branch, head down the stairs as usual, head back to the central walkway around the Valacar, but this time use the right doorway. Follow this path until you hit a server room. In the far rightmost corner, you're going to see a computer terminal where you need to hit another button on the screen and wait for the meter to fill. When you complete this, you should get a yellow marker directing you to the server blade. Grab it and we'll move on. From here, simply keep moving forward. You'll come to a rocky section, simply run across this and climb up the concrete wall on the opposite side. Just be aware some Valacar will spawn in as you're doing this. From here, simply climb over the large mechanism you're confronted with. Just be sure to time your movements to avoid radiation pulses. Once you cross over, simply follow the stairwells up to the next room. You'll have to fight quite a few enemies in this room, and they like to respawn often, so take your time killing them, but also don't linger. On the other side of the room, you're going to find a platforming segment. Be sure to start after a pulse hits, and before you proceed, be sure to stow your gun. It is important to note here, you won't die if you fall normally, but you will have to use a lower path to walk back to the room right before the platforming section. Once you make it across, you'll find a shuttle car you ride to the energy core, which is the source of the earlier radiation pulses. These pulses will continue in this new area. It's important to note this area is also 0G. You will have to navigate this space to avoid pulses and enemy fire from multiple directions, as the structures inside have their floors facing each other, resulting in NPCs being able to shoot you from the section above or below based on your position. Make your way to the yellow marker. That'll be on a large part of the central structure. You can use any of the solid structures around the area to block the radiation normally, and you will want to clear out the majority of the enemies at least near the yellow marker. At the yellow marker, you're going to find another server rack you can insert the server blade into, and you'll have to hit another button on a computer screen once more. The server blade should eject. Go ahead and grab it, wait for a pulse to clear, and from here you'll need to EVA over to the large bulkhead door with the ASD logo on it. Be sure to use the panels and other structures around you for cover against fire as well as radiation. It's likely enemies will still be taking shots at you as you cross over to the bulkhead. I usually recommend just keeping med pins equipped and ready to use while crossing. Proceed to the bulkhead door once you reach it, and on the other side you'll find 3 orange crates scattered around the area. Each one contains a Geist core piece. There's 2 of these boxes in the security room just past the bulkhead, and 1 at the end of the hall next to the medical facility. If you're interested in finding out how to farm the Geist armor effectively, I have a guide for that on my channel, linked in the description. That guide will also cover how to find the Zenith sniper rifle as well. From here, simply head back to the lobby using the elevator down the hall, and then proceed with turning in the final server blade to the local station. And that's it, the entire run. The Onyx Facilities are a fantastic addition to the verse, offering a blend of exciting combat, platforming, and a compelling mission narrative. Once you complete this initial mission chain, the final 4 missions become repeatable, allowing you to farm secure drives for Wikelo. And if you found this guide helpful, go ahead and like this video and consider subscribing for more content like this in the future. And don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss out on my next videos. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.